And we're live on another SOSCAST, episode 9. All we talk is money. All we talk is money. Thank you for joining us here on Valuetainment. What's up, everybody? How we feeling? Adam Sosnick here. I'm here to help you build your wealth and save that money. Can we turn that down just a little bit? What's going on over there? Okay. We're feeling good. We're back. We're live. No technical difficulties. We're having the time of our lives here. Let me know when we're good. David, you with us?
I'm with you.
Introduce yourself to the people. They know who you are.
What's going on? What's going on?
Listen, I've been thinking about something. I've been seeing stats. You know, I usually say I get notifications. I see what's going on out there. The stats are crazy. Most people in America, despite making money, most people are broke. Most people won't take a fucking hour out of their day to get better with their finances. Most people won't tune into a show like this to say, let me learn something new to help me build my wealth. Most people are broke, and that's why most people are most people. But not you guys. Not you guys that are here with us in the chat. I see the people are just starting to come in. We got Ross. We got Fabian. We got Mathau. Turtle Land in the house. My guy, Louis Alphas. People are here. People are here because they want to get better with their money.
Dude, that's why I'm here. I am those people. I am broke. So okay. I need you, Sauce. I took a vacation
in
Mexico.
We said 100 episodes in, you'd be a billionaire.
Dude, either that
or
or
episode
I don't have
9.
a car. So
you're evaluating your car situation.
Yeah,
I get it. I get it. Anyway, most people are broke, but not here. I refuse for people to be listening to watching the show to stay broke. Get out of debt. Save that money. Invest. Build your wealth. It's basic. Because when you do that, you can be what is called chilling. I'm chilling. You think I'm doing this for fucking money? You think I'm doing this? You think I'm getting paid millions of dollars to do this? I'm doing this because I give a shit. I'm doing this because I used to be broke. I used to be living on couches. I used to be going paycheck to paycheck until something clicked and I said, you know what? I got to figure this thing out. And I figured it out, bro.
Yeah, you did.
And I figured it out. And I want people to figure it out.
Help us, man.
That's it. Most people, are most people, but not you guys watching at home. Let me ask you something, David.
Go ahead.
Because I think I just want to get right into this thing today.
Let's
I'm fired up.
Let's get into it.
I don't want to tell you pander. I don't want to give you all the rundown of this. We're just going to get into it.
Let's do it.
A lot of people want to be millionaires. You want to be a millionaire?
Dude, yes.
Okay.
That's why I'm here.
Let me ask you, how much money on average do you think the average person makes in their lifetime?
In their lifetime?
Lifetime.
I'm gonna say 800K.
In their lifetime.
I'm gonna be conservative. Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something. Everyone wants to be a millionaire. Let me just spit some facts for a second. The average person in America, will make $2 million in their lifetime.
Yikes. Wow.
Now, if you're not average, and let's say they track it by degrees, high school degree, college degree, what have you, if you just get a high school degree or a GED, on average, you're going to make $1 million in your lifetime. You're quote unquote making $1 million. I don't know if that's considered a millionaire because you don't have it all at once, but you're going to make $1 million in your lifetime. If you're average, if you're just freaking average, you make $2 million in your lifetime. Now tell me you're better than average. Say I'm better than average.
I'm better than average.
Hell yeah, you are.
Better than average.
That's right. Those types of people can make upwards of $3, $5, $10 million in their lifetime. Okay? Don't be average. That's my point. So most people want to be millionaires. I get it. Now, how long does it take? That's the question. So that's a good segue into our first story.
Let's get into it.
So our first story. So, most people want to be millionaires. Here's a guy, he's a multi-millionaire, and he says, look, I got 8 ideas to share with you on how you can become a millionaire, to make your first million.
8 steps. Let's do them.
He says the money will follow after you do these 8 steps. I went through these 8 steps, and I said, I like it. I like it. I'm going to lead off with this. So here are 8 things that you should be aware of if you want to become a millionaire. All right. So this guy who gives this advice, he's the founder of something called HubSpot. Oh. You familiar with HubSpot?
Yeah, we use HubSpot here.
We use HubSpot here. Yeah, I know. His name is Dharmesh Shah. Dharmesh Shah.
Of course it is.
He's worth about $100 million. No big deal. And, he's the founder of HubSpot. He says, look, here's 8 ideas. Do with them what you want. Here's 8 ideas.
Right.
All right. Step 1. Idea number 1. It's a little ironic here.
Write this down, people.
Don't obsess over money, i.e. don't focus solely on money. Seems a little counterintuitive.
Yeah.
Why, though? He says, think less about making more money and think more about making your business run smoother.
For sure.
I like this idea.
That makes complete sense.
How many friends do you have out there? I just want to fucking make money, man. just going to make money. But they don't have an idea. They don't have a business. They don't have anything. They just want the money.
Yeah.
The people who really actually move the needle, I'm building a business. I have an idea. I'm going to double down on this. I'm going to stop everything I'm doing and I'm going to focus on this. They're building a business. They're not just focusing on the money. It's an idea for you. That's number one.
I dig it.
Number two. This seems obvious. Be a helper. Helping. What does that mean? Think of business as helping. What does that mean exactly? Helping customers, helping your investors, helping your partners, helping your employees achieve what they want. Help the people around you and it will benefit you and your business. A lot of people say, well, I just want to make money, man. Well, understand, in order to make money, people need to actually feel like you're helping them accomplish something. Okay?
Of course.
So in my business, I do insurance sales or life settlement sales. Yeah, I can make money, but I facilitate a deal that actually benefits the client. And I don't get paid until the client is satisfied. I'm helping the client. So that's number two, is actually help people. Okay? Number three, there's a difference between making and serving. This kind of goes to the second point right here. Making money will always be less fruitful than serving more people. It's kind of what we just talked about. You got to serve more people. Find a way to reach more people and the money will come. Here's an example. If you focus on how to serve 1 million people instead of how to get $1 million in revenue, think about how much money you can make. Serving people, helping people. These are his 8 steps.
Right.
He created HubSpot. Okay. Number 4, reinvest in improving your business, AKA investing in yourself. I say this all the time. The best investment you can make is where? Within yourself.
Boom.
Improving, self-improvement, getting better, getting faster, getting stronger, getting richer, getting sexier, David. Getting sexier. You think that mustache just fucking found its way onto your face for a reason?
Just about
you
to
said
say
this
that.
is going to be a good look for me.
It better be.
Yeah, I know. I've heard the stories. It's a great look for you. Anyway, investing in your business. They say your comfort zone will kill you. You know, you've seen, this happens every year. That, so-and-so used to be a top 500 company. They're no longer on the list. So-and-so used to be a part of the S&P 500. They're no longer on the list. So-and-so used to be, BizDoc gave this example today about how Grubhub used to be the #1 delivery app. Now it's DoorDash because Grubhub, they got caught sleeping.
Yikes.
So the point is that some companies, some people get lazy, they get stale, and they don't keep up with the times. And they end up losing market share to competitors. So you got to stay sharp. You got to stand around here, PBD. Think that guy's getting caught sleeping?
Hell no.
Jesus. That guy grinds. That's step number 4. Step number 5, become the best in the world. You ready? At just one thing. Be known for something, right? Stand for something or fall for anything.
I 100% agree with that.
Okay? So be good at one thing. Be known for one thing. Focus on that. Learn. Practice, improve every aspect of that one thing. You become a specialist at that and not a jack of all trades. Because you know what's synonymous with being a jack of all trades?
Tell me.
Being a jackass.
I knew it.
You knew it was coming, man.
I knew that shit was coming.
It was coming. Shit, David. I get so freaking frustrated with you sometimes because you know it's coming, but you don't meet me there. What's ROI again, David? What's ROI?
Return on investment.
That's my guy. Anyway,
100 episodes, bro. 100 episodes.
100 episode. Be good at one thing. Let me tell you something. I was the king of jack of all trades in my 20s. I was a nightlife guy and a club promoter, and I did stand-up comedy, and I did a little bit of real estate, and I wanted to be a sports agent. I played a little bit of basketball, and I was out partying in the clubs. I was a substitute freaking teacher,
Yeah.
and I was making no money.
You're one big Ernest series.
Ernest goes to camp.
Ernest goes to South Beach.
Ernest goes to South Beach. Ernest hits the club. Ernest tells jokes. Yeah, that's what I was, and I made no money. So eventually I found myself becoming a cold caller for a financial firm, right? I knew nothing about life insurance. I certainly didn't know anything about life insurance settlements, which are basically like reverse insurance policies where we broker out insurance policies for cash. The point is this. I spent a year of my life learning, training, improving at this one thing. I knew that I was good at picking up the phones and talking to people. I knew I was not scared. I knew that I said, fuck it, I'll dial. I knew that. I knew that I'd be okay with that. I didn't give a shit what I was selling. I wanted to sell something I believed in and a company I believed in, but I knew I was good at sales. Okay?
Yeah.
I knew that I could be good at that. I just needed a company that said, Focus on this and get good at this. Meanwhile, 15 years later, I'm the VP of sales of this major financial firm called Welcome Funds. It's what I do when I'm not here at Valuetainment. And we're the #1 leading brokerage in the country. I'm a specialist at this one thing. You think growing up as a kid, I was like, I want to be the #1 life settlement broker in the country. No. You think when Pat was growing up, he wanted to have the top insurance company in the country. No. But in order to work on your passions, you got to make that money.
Yeah.
Right? If you're focusing on money, you can pursue your passions. If you're focusing on just your passion, it's kind of hard to make that money. You got to have both.
Yeah.
It's a combination, 50-50, 50-50.
Yeah.
So I focused on getting good at this one thing, made that money. Now look at me now. I'm working on a passion. Anyway, get good at one thing. David, what do you want to be known for? What's the one thing?
Something in production, absolutely. I mean, content writing.
Yeah.
Definitely. So I'm focusing on that. Here I am at Valuetainment.
There you are.
Little by little.
Here he is. Beautiful man right there. Anyway, when you focus on this one thing, you say, all right, cool, I got it. Now, step number 6, make a top 10 list. Why make a top 10 list? What are you talking about?
Top 10
Make
what?
a top 10 list. Make a list of the top 10 people who are doing the best at the field you want to be in. Make a top 10 list of the best people in the world at that one thing and see what they're doing. AKA, don't be a hater, be appreciator. So when I started making money, I was like, holy shit, I'm 35 years old. I've got money now. I'm a fucking millionaire. This is insane. I was broke 10 years ago.
Right.
I was worse than broke. I was poor. I think poor is worse than broke. Poor, you got no money. Broke,
poor,
you make money. And
poor
it
sounds
just,
poor.
Yeah. The point is this. I made a top 10 list. I said, who's doing what I want to be doing? I said, all right, Susie Orman. She's old school, but she's good. I said, all right, Dave Ramsey. He's got some stuff going on. He's pretty good. I said, Robert Kiyosaki. All right, cool. Ended up interviewing him, ironically. He was on my list.
Right.
I started going down this list. PBD was on my list. He was a top 10 guy on my list.
Get out.
I mean, I knew Pat, but I said, he's the guy when you want to be an entrepreneur. That's the guy.
Yeah.
I had Gary Vee on my list, I want to say. Grant Cardone was up there. Not that I'm a big Grant Cardone guy, but these are people that I thought were doing well. Okay? And I made a top 10 list in this world. So that's it. Make a top 10 list. Whatever you want to be. You want to be a producer? Top 10 producers I want to emulate. Boom. So after you make this list, here's step number 7. Step number 7 is build routines around becoming the best at that one thing. So there's a difference between wishing and sticking. Wishing and sticking. Wishing won't get you there, but sticking to a plan and sticking to a routine will. Does that make sense?
Total sense, of course.
Okay, wishing, land of 1,000 wishes, not going to work out for you. Sticking to a plan, sticking to an agenda, that does. So you set your goals, right? You track your progress. You fix what's not working. A lot of people say, my goal is to just improve and get better than I was yesterday. BizDoc says when he does his stuff, I hope this found you better than I found. I hope
I leave you better than I found you.
I leave you better than I found you. What a powerful statement.
Yeah. Improving
1 inch every day. Improving a little bit every day. 1 iota every single day. Compound interest, baby. Sal's routine. What do I do? Every day, I show gratitude, appreciation. I do my stretches. I do my yoga. I want to build my health, my wealth, and my happiness. That's it. That's my routine. So am I doing the things that are actually aligning with those things? Am I doing unhealthy shit? Dude, I haven't had a carb in 7 years, bro.
Get
Times
out
are tough.
Of here.
Just kidding. I've had a couple carbs, but I try to limit it.
I don't want to call you out on the show, but I've seen those chips.
I've seen those chips. Yeah. We did have some Cheetos last night. Anyway, but the health is big for me. Wealth, having money, not so much to buy things, but be able to do things.
Yeah.
Health, wealth, when you got money, it buys you time. Hey, I need you to do this. I'm going to need to not want to do this. I'm good.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm not saying that I don't have things to do, but I do as much as I can what I want to be doing. That's it. And then happiness. Who doesn't want that? So you build these routines. You get an agenda going on. And then step number 8, you track your progress. How the fuck am I doing? How am I doing? Doing all right? Nah, I'm falling behind. I've gained 20 pounds. I've lost 20 pounds. I've built my wealth by 100 grand. I've lost 100 grand. Kind of miserable, kind of happy. Health, wealth, happiness. Those are the things that I focus on. Anyway, if you're tracking your progress, maybe you're saying, all right, what does that mean for business? All right, how many deals have you done? How many customers have you served? How many people have you actually helped? We talked about number 2, helping, being a helper, okay? So you track your progress, and for when an opportunity arises, you can show them the goods. Show me the goods. Show me the money. So anyway, those are the 8 steps this guy basically broke down. Give me his name again. Dharmesh Shah. HubSpot. Good advice? Bad advice? What do you think?
Yeah, I dig it. I mean, ultimately, it just boils down to discipline. Yeah, 8 steps, but you have to, like you said, check on them and continue until you get to that. Because you can do these 8 steps, but if you have 0 discipline, it's all for naught.
I get it. I thank you for everybody who's listening. I see my guy Paul Brown telling me to smash the like button. Thank you. If you haven't subscribed to Valuetainment Economics, it's a separate channel from our mothership, Valuetainment.
Yeah.
Subscribe to Valuetainment Economics. This is what we do. We talk money. And give that smash. Give that like button a smash. Anyway, you're doing these 8 things. Something tells me if you're actually doing these 8 things, the money's going to come.
Yeah,
it's gonna
absolutely.
come.
With discipline.
I like that top 10 list thing. Is
that your favorite step?
No, I think become the best in the world at one thing is key.
Yeah.
Warren Buffett says that there's certain ways that you can become recession-proof or inflation-proof.
Yeah.
Get good at one thing.
Absolutely.
You never hear people who are the best of the best be like, oh, inflation. They're not worried about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so when you track your progress and you keep your stats, that'll help you when new opportunities arise. Now, speaking of new opportunities, this is something I actually want to talk about. Now's the time. Can we pull this thing up?
Yeah, you want to pull it up?
Okay, let's pull this thing up right here. Now is the time to go get your money. Now is the time to go get that bread. Now is the time to ask for a raise. This is what we're talking about right here. So how do you ask for a raise? There's actually a methodology to it. How much money should you expect? There's actually a methodology to it.
Right.
So you don't just say, hey, I'm pretty good. Can I get a fucking raise? Doesn't really work like that. You got to come correct. You got to come with numbers. You got to come with figures. You got to come with stats. You got to come with a track record. All right, but now's the time. Let's get into this article. Here's an article from money.com. I mean, if there's somebody that knows about money, it's probably money.
Money.com is my website.
That might be a good website to go get that money.
What a domain to get, by the way.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Anyway, here's the deal. Here's why you guys at home listening are friends. Marcos, Paul, Matao, who we got? John.
We got Ross Olson. He got 3 raises. He got 3 raises this year.
Awesome. These are our people. These are our people. We're looking out for you guys. You guys, I want you to get that money. So here's a little perspective for you. Here's why you should ask for at least a 5% raise right now. Ahora. Okay? So this article basically says, and I agree with, so I'm going to read some of this, but I'm also going to give you a little opinion on this. Now's the time to start thinking about year-end raises. Now. Okay? It's the end of the fiscal year. That's according to Danielle DiMartino Booth. You can find her on Valuetainment Economics. She's a boss babe. She says, at the end of the fiscal year, now's the time to start asking for raises, right? Q4 starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
So many companies are basically having internal discussions or battles over, all right, how much we paying people. These conversations, they're brewing. These conversations are being had internally, externally, internally and externally, right? But there's good news. There's good news for all you guys at home. For the first time in a long time, in well over a decade, the power goes to the people.
Boom.
The power with the people. The workers, the employees may actually have the upper hand. You guys at home listening, you call the shots.
Yeah, you do.
You're the bosses now. Not technically, but you got some boss techniques on your side. So here's the deal. On average, this is something you guys should know. On average, you can expect salary increases to be about 3% a year. So going into 2022, you can expect a 3% increase in your salary. Okay, cool. You talk about inflation. Inflation is 2 to 3% a year. Okay, you've been there. Tenure, 3% is very normal. But not so fast. Now you should go for at least 5%. Why is that, you say? Here's the deal. The economy is finally emerging out of COVID lockdowns. Workers have been basically collecting unemployment, collecting stimulus checks, saying, fuck you, pay me. I ain't going back to the office. Pay me. Okay, what else? Cost of living is rising. Rents have gone up. Real estate's gone up, right? Consumer Price Index, CPI, you ever heard of that? CPI, it's jumped 5% in the last year. Inflation's here. Things are brewing. Things are frickin' brewing. And there's a strong job market. All this stuff. All these headwinds, tailwinds. It's all going on. Not right now, David. Sit your ass down after the show. But anyway, the workers have the power now. I'm happy. I'm happy for my people out there watching the show, because a lot of people watching this show are saying, I want to get better with my money. You know a way to get better with your money? Make more money. Save more money. invest that money. So here's what I'm saying. If 3% is average and 5% is what they're asking for, check your skill set at the door. Ooh. How you doing? Yeah. Are you the best at what you do? Maybe you're in line for a 10% raise. Maybe if you're making 100 grand a year, there's an extra 10 grand that's coming your way. Maybe if you're making 40, now you get 50. Show them what you're worth. Show a skill set. I asked the biz doc, this guy consults. I said, if someone's going to ask you for a raise, right? He goes, oh yeah, people have asked me for raises before, but giggity giggity. He's a great guy. He says, look, here's here's ideas to throw your way. Bring a list of the projects that you've completed. Cool. Okay. What's the market paying for your job? Like what's out there? But above all, he says, communicate loyalty. Don't say, well, down the street they're paying da-da-da-da-da. Your employer will be like, well, why don't you go down the street? Yeah. He says, look, I want to be here. I don't want to go anywhere, right? God forbid something did happen with our company and I got laid off. Here's what I'm seeing out there. I don't want to go anywhere. Your boss, your employer wants loyalty. That's, not to get all political. Right. They want loyalty. So you come to them with stats, with figures. You show them how you've helped the bottom line. It's not an emotional thing, logical thing. And then he says, you ask this. You ask this. Is there anything I've been able? Let me do that again. He says this. Ask this question. Is there anything I have been unable to deliver this year that you wanted me to deliver? Boom. And then you wait. And if the answer is, well, no, you've been great. Well, there you have your answer. You should probably get your raise at that point. You brought the stats. You brought comparison. You're communicating loyalty. You've delivered. You asked the question, is there anything I haven't delivered? Right. If the answer is yes, bro, you actually have fucked up tremendously. You probably would have known that going in. Anyway, so now is the time to reevaluate getting your raise. Okay? Fourth quarter starting right now, the end of the fiscal year, holidays are approaching. We got Halloween coming up, Thanksgiving, Christmas, budgets are getting completed. Right. Now go get that 5% raise. Go get that 10% raise. Go get what you're worth. Now is the time. Fair?
Do it. Get in there.
I feel like I was, do it! Yeah, what's his name?
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf. Just do it!
I mean, honestly, what's the worst case scenario? They say no? Go in there. Ask what you want, what you deserve, what you think you deserve. Like you said, with facts, with numbers, with loyalty. Yeah. Ask that question. And worst case scenario, they just say no. And then you're like, okay. And then you just keep making money.
It's been a while since I've asked for a raise because I make commissions. So maybe I say, look, on this deal, whatever, I don't have a salary.
Cut me a bigger piece of that pie.
Cut me a bigger piece of that pie. That's it. But regardless, you want them to know that you're going to be there from the long haul. You believe in the company. You're not going anywhere. And this investment in me, that's going to pay off. Yeah, exactly. That's going to pay off. Anyway, so now here's the deal. You get that raise. You make that money. What do? You save that money.
You go to the club. Right.
No. Maybe you take a couple $100, go to have a good time, whatever. You save that money. Spend all right. Anyway, speaking of people that just didn't get the damn memo on save that money. This guy did not get the memo. This story pains me. Oh, no. The story freaking pains me to the core.
I see it.
And no pun intended, because this story is about T-Pain. I'm going to buy you a drink. Yep. Ooh-wee. Anyway. Goddamn T-Pain.
Oh, mate. Oh, I saw this. I saw the video.
I'm going to get into the story right now. But T-Pain, bro. I mean, we all know T-Pain, okay? This story is basically how T-Pain says he blew $40 million in 10 years. A $40 million fortune. All his money gone. And the worst of it?
He's laughing about it. Look at him.
He's having the time of his life laughing about it. The worst is he's not telling it on Oprah. He's not telling frickin' PBD. He's sitting down with this jackass, Steve-O, the last person you want to be like, get a load of this. Look how much my life is in shambles. Steve-O knows a thing or two about life in shambles. Anyway, T-Pain's a legend. Musically. Financially, not a legend at all. Buy you a drink. What else? I'm sprung.
Yes.
How'd you get me?
I'm in love with a
I like the bartender. You were singing Usher. That's I'm in love with the stripper.
Was the T-Pain on this as well?
Okay. All right. Anyway, he's got some classics out there.
Smack that.
Reach back and make me smack that. That's him and Eminem. Oh, that's Akon?
Yeah.
Jesus. You're all over the place.
Gotcha.
Anyway, buy you a drink. Buy you a drink. I'm sprung. Bart, these are look, he's sold over 16 million records, 50 million digital tracks worldwide. He's busted on the scene since what? Early 2000s. He's the Tallahassee hero. I went to Florida State, so I know he's from Tallahassee. But here's another sad freaking case about rappers just not understanding how money works. Yeah, they want to make it freaking rain, and they forget to bring an umbrella.
Yeah.
It's sad. So anyway, he gets on a recent podcast with Jackass over here, Steve-O. No offense, Steve-O, but not exactly the brightest, tool in the shed. Not exactly the brightest crayon out there. The sharpest tool in the shed.
Co-host of Jackass.
Jackass. And basically T-Pain sort of chuckling. I don't know if you want to pull up a picture of him.
There we go.
He basically says, he revealed his lack of a financial mindset. And that led to him blowing $40 million freaking dollars in the space of 12 years. And he eventually ended up filing for bankruptcy pre-COVID, 2019.
Yeah.
All right. And here's his quote. And like, I hear this and I want to like run all up in the studio and shake him by his neck, by like whatever this area is, his collar. He said this: nobody ever sat me down and explained that all this good stuff can eventually go away. All these singers, these musicians, these athletes that I knew, they kept saying that once the money started rolling in, it's going to stay that way forever. What the bleep?
Worst advice.
Who the fuck told you that? Who said, hey man, everything you're doing, this shit ain't going to stop. The good times will last forever.
Yeah.
There's never any issues.
Maybe it was Dinesh Shah, but he forgot to tell him the 8 steps.
I don't know.
Just flows, bro.
I don't know who the hell it was. But whoever was in this guy's ear, Pat always talks about who's in your ear, who's in your ear, who's the last person you talk to, who's in your ear. Whoever's in this guy's ear, maybe it was the bartender.
Yeah, he had bad breath.
Yeah, who knows what was going on. T-Pain claims he never bothered to check his bank balances.
Okay.
He assumed the royalty checks would keep rolling in.
All right.
He assumed that the numbers would only go up, never down.
Why would he?
And on top of that, he let all the people around him, the people he trusted, spend whatever they wanted without checking the bottom line. T-Pain, what the actual fuck is going on here?
Tell him, Sauce.
This shit pisses me off. When's the last time T-Pain had a hit?
Dude, when was the last time?
Dude, you get one life. You get this one shot to make your money and you freaking blow it? Jesus. And then get this story. Among his many extravagances, great word, extravagances, he bought a brand new Bugatti for $2.1 million only to sell it a short time later for $800,000. To which Steve-O, financial advisor to the stars, Steve-O, says, he asserts, that's like spending $1.3 million just to rent a car. Thanks, Steve-O. Look, the bottom line is, T-Pain, I love your music, but your decision-making skills are lackluster at best. Yeah. When Steve-O is correcting your mental know-how, you got a problem, bro. When Steve-O is basically saying, hey, that maybe wasn't the best financial decision you could have made, you done fucked up, T-Pain.
You fucking done fucked
I'm
up.
fired up right now.
Dude, you should be.
Like, this is my entire brand. Save that money. Invest in things you care about. Don't just be blowing checks like tomorrow's not going to be as guaranteed. It pisses me off. T-Pain.
Bring him on the show.
I got to talk to this guy. Can I see this guy's face right now?
No.
What the are you laughing at, T-Pain?
Give him come on.
This ain't funny. I'm more pissed than him.
Home with me. I got money in the bank, but not for long.
What song is that one?
That's I'm gonna buy you a drink.
I'm gonna buy you a drink.
But he remixed it.
Anyway, I'm a little fired up. I'm gonna have a drink of water right now. T-Pain, you done screwed up. I don't know the last time he had a hit, but it
like
ain't the bartender. It ain't sprung. He ain't buying nobody drinks, okay? What are people saying in the comment section? Anything decent about T-Pain? Paul Brown says...
All we do is win, no matter what.
Not really. Paul Brown says, T-Pain owe me $2,500. No cap. Is that true? Paul Brown?
No way. Come on.
Does T-Pain actually owe you $2,500? Because you're not getting it. He filed bankruptcy. Anyway, what's the lesson here? I don't care if you make $40 million, $4 million, $400,000.
Yeah.
We just talked about at the beginning of the show. The average American over their lifetime will make $2 million. Be better than average. You can make $3, $5, $10 million in your lifetime. Don't pull a T-Pain. Why?
Don't do it.
Just don't. Have a budget. Spend less than you make. Track your expenses. Know how much is coming in the freaking door. Homie said, nobody ever sat me down and explained all this good stuff can go away. Are you fucking kidding me? Nobody.
You figure that one out by yourself.
Yeah, that takes someone.
Can't last forever.
That takes someone saying, "Hey, buddy, by the way, everything you're doing, there's no end in sight. You're the man."
Well, Sauce, who taught you? Who sat you? Was there someone that sat you down and was like, did you have a mentor that was like, hey, this is how you should?
No, I don't know if I had a mentor. I was always like my brokest friend. So I was like always that dude willing to do anything for
You're
$5.
The autodidact rich guy. You just taught yourself how to do it.
I once I started to make money, I never had money, but once I started to make money, I mean, call it a blessing in disguise. My first year of business that I actually started like in this same business, financial sales, I made $5,000 in 1 year. People are like, how's that even possible? I was crashing on couches. I was investing my time. I knew that if I started a deal, it would take 3 to 6 months to even get funded. It was an investment in myself. First year, $5,000. Second year, I made $100,000. Sick.
Fuck yeah.
The most I ever made in my life in my early 20s was $25,000 before that. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I got $100,000. What am I going to do with this shit right now? Boom. Financial meltdown, 2008. Okay.
You had a
we used to do business with Lehman Brothers. We had funding from Bear Stearns, out of business, gone. People that we had set up fund relationships with, done. We got no funding. Credit, squeeze, gone, bye. My mentor, my business partner, now he's my business partner, he was driving a sick Mercedes, trades it in for an Audi. He's like, I can't afford this shit anymore. Right. Companies get laid off. If you don't learn from that, you ain't gonna learn from nothing. So I realized, 27 years old, I made $100,000, 28 almost, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna save this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna save this. And then when I started to make more money, and I'm attending meetings and I'm networking, and I'm in this world of financial advisors and wealth planners and estate planners, something that I've always done is ask questions. I've always been very curious. Hey, let me ask you about this. Hey, about that, let me ask you. Like I'm on the PBD podcast.
Yeah.
I'm not the most opinionated person on the podcast. I'm the person asking a lot of questions. Hey, Danielle, you're an economist. Let me ask you why this is a big deal about this Evergrande situation in China. Never heard of them, quite frankly. But is this going to affect us here in America? Could you answer that? Hey, BizDoc, you've had an exit where you've made a couple $1 million. You've built $1 billion brand. Can I ask you a question? Hey, PBD, you've built a massive insurance company. You've built a massive media company. Can I ask you a question? 2 ears for a reason over here. One stupid mouth in the middle of my face.
Bingo.
Anyway, so that was always my thing. I would ask people. And that's how I started my show, Sauce Talks Money. I didn't start saying, this is what you need to know about money. I didn't have all the answers. What the hell do I know?
Yeah.
30-something years old, I just started making money. What the hell do I know? What I started doing was asking every single financial advisor the same question. If you could give one piece of advice to millennials, what's the one piece of advice you would ask?
Right.
And they would answer it. 8 out of 10 say save that money.
Yeah.
8 out of 10. There are obviously people that starts with a budget. You got to invest, index funds. This is pre-crypto, but save that goddamn money.
Yeah.
And I opened my eyes. Anyway, hopefully you're listening.
Yeah, yeah. By the way, just to wrap this up, Paul Brown, no cap, he owed me $2,500.
Yeah, T-Pain.
Yeah, T-Pain.
Interesting, man. If you guys haven't got the message, I'm fired up. I did the PBD podcast this morning. I'm with David right now.
Yeah.
Things are good. Jorge's here. I'm fired up. All right.
Let's cool down, maybe. Let's go to the...
No, let's not cool down. Let's crank it up a little bit. No, I'm good. Anyway, to wrap this up, thank you guys for listening. It doesn't matter who you are. T-Pain, not T-Pain, rapper, accountant, lawyer, production assistant, baller, high school teacher, whatever you are.
Yeah.
You could build your wealth and understand how it works, or you can end up going broke like T-Pain. There's a reason Jay-Z's got $1 billion next to his name. There's a reason Kanye's got $1 billion next to his name. There's a reason T-Pain broke, bankruptcy. Okay? There's a reason that Michael Jordan learned some lessons being in sports. Now he's a multi-billionaire, bought the Charlotte Bobcats. Now it's Charlotte Hornets. There's a reason Antoine, what the fuck is his name? Antoine Walker.
Yeah.
Antoine Walker, Boston Celtics, made $150 million over his career, broke.
Sheesh.
The money's going to come. It's just whether or not you're going to keep it or it's going to go.
Yeah.
It's going to come. We're all going to make millions over our lifetime. That's one of the beautiful things about living in America. We're not poor here. We're not, oh my God, how I'm homeless. No,
Yeah,
no,
you got the
no.
resources.
You got the resources. What are you going to do with it?
Exactly.
Anyway, if you're doing some wild shit like this, you a dummy. T-Pain. I like you. I like your music. You're doing some dumb stuff. Anyway, speaking of dummies, that's maybe a good segue. Here's a nice little segue right here. This segment is called Finance for Dummies, specifically index funds for dummies.
I'm glad we're doing this. I've had questions.
Okay. You've had questions
Yeah.
about index funds.
Yeah.
Index funds are a thing.
Yeah,
you know
they
how
are.
fired up I am about T-Pain spending all his money? On a negative side, I'm that fired up about index funds. Nobody is this fired up about index funds. Usually index funds are freaking nerds. Oh, I've got the index fund and the S&P 500. Shut the
Shut the fuck up.
I like index funds. Index funds has made me a millionaire. So listen up.
Dude, I'm listening.
Okay, so listen up. What are low-cost index? There's a beginner's guide, apparently, if you want to pull this thing up.
It's up.
Okay. So wait, maybe before we get into what an index fund is, why you should invest in an index fund, I'm going to give an analogy. Hey, David, you a sports fan?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Who you like in the Super Bowl this year?
I don't know. I don't watch football.
Okay. Anyway, who do you think's going to win?
I don't know. The team that's doing the best right now.
That's awesome. Great advice there, right there.
Thanks.
Patriots.
Patriots.
Ravens, Patriots. Patriots are 1-2. Ravens, I think, are 2-1. Anyway, the analogy here is this. Here's a little metaphor for you. Nobody knows. Nobody knows who's going to win the Super Bowl. So rather than trying to bet or pick the winners and losers to pick the team that you think is going to win, why not bet on the entire NFL? Bet on the entire NFL. You think I don't think I've learned something from being a fucking Dolphins fan? Losers. Losers. Went to the game against the Bills the other day. They lost like 35-zip. Loserville.
35.
I'm just betting on the entire NFL. And if you understand that, rather than picking one team that you think is going to win, oh, my Green Bay Packers are going to do it this year. Nope. This is the Cowboys' year. Nah. Go Niners.
You bet on all of them.
Bet on all of them.
Put a buck on each.
Put a buck on each. That's index investing. Let's break this down. So rather than picking a certain team, pick the entire league.
Okay.
Okay? All right. Here we go. Let's
Because right off the bat, it feels like you're going to lose more than you're going to win. Like it's only one
betting.
winner.
Yeah, people who gamble lose.
No, all I'm saying about this analogy. All right, but go on.
So anyway, what's an index fund? Let's talk about that. So that's an analogy right there.
Okay.
With that in mind, you're going to pick the entire NFL league. 32 teams. I don't know who's going to win. I'm buying all 32.
Yeah.
What does that mean? All right. So an index fund is basically a portfolio of stocks saying, I don't know what stock is going to go up or what is going down. Just buy them all. Okay. So basically, it can be stocks or bonds, all good, what have you, and it's designed to mimic the performance of a financial market index. You always hear the S&P 500. Well, there's the Dow 500, or there's the NASDAQ, or there's the Russell 2000. These are known as indexes, a.k.a. indices.
Oh.
Indices.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not under the sea.
Indices.
Exactly. So the reason that you would invest in an index fund is just because it makes it easy. It's like a mutual fund, right? But very much lower cost.
What's a mutual fund?
Okay, it's a basket, a pool of funds. So rather than picking out stock, I like this stock. I like this stock. This stock went up. This stock went down. How about this stock? I don't know about this. I don't. I got no time to pick this.
Yeah. They're all moving.
Buy them all.
Just buy them all. One of
Just
them's
get
got to
them
do
all.
well.
We're gonna do a fund. We're gonna pull a pool of stocks together. 50? Nah. 100? Nah. 500? Now you're talking my language. That's the S&P 500. So basically, they got lower expenses and lower fees and actively managed funds. We'll talk about actively managed. And they follow what is known as a passive investment strategy. That's basically the premise of index. So we talked about this. There's a couple well-known indexes out there. S&P 500, Standard & Poor's 500. That's the most common index. Those are the 500 largest companies in America. I think there's actually 505 currently in the S&P 500. But anyway, who's counting? So those are the largest publicly traded American companies. Name a company, they're probably on the S&P 500. It's companies you know. Tesla, they're on there. Microsoft, they're on there, right? So you see where I'm going here?
Yeah, I see what you're doing.
Starbucks, there they are. S&P 500. You want to pull that up?
Sure.
Pull up the S&P 500. Pull it up.
S&P 500.
S&P, Standard and
S&P.
Poor's. There we go. You also got the Dow Jones, the 30 largest companies in America. 30, only 30. NASDAQ, those are the tech stocks, right? Tech stocks.
Oh.
And then you get the Russell 2000, those are like small cap companies. Anyway, active versus index. What the hell does that even mean? So typically, before indexing came around, passive investing came around, which is basically...
It's down.
What is? Yeah, that's fine. Pull up images of S&P 500. S&P 500 images, and I'll tell you where to go. You don't have to put today. Just put S&P 500 images. All right. Anyway, before index, you had to do active investor, right? So the index, I think, when it started in the 70s, but then it really became a thing in the 90s. ETFs, exchange traded funds. There's a guy called Jack Bogle. We'll pull up his link. He started a company called Vanguard, and Vanguard is the company that was like, why are we always trying to beat the market? You get all these stock pickers, and basically the analogy is this. Let me try to use this analogy. There was a book, and they called it a walk down Wall Street. Okay. And they basically said this analogy. To pick a stock that you think is going to be a winner is like picking a drunk person's movements walking home. Like a drunk person, like, you know, he's doing this whole thing. Oh, he's going to, oh, no. That's like picking a stock. And that's active investing. Is he going this way? Is he going this way? I don't know. Should we go this? Can we go that? We go this? I don't know. 80% of stock pickers don't win. Yeah. 80%. What index investing does, or passive investing, is says, look, I don't know who's going to freaking win, bro. I'm just buying all the stocks. Yeah. And over time, did you find the picture?
Yeah, I mean, I went on here.
I'll show you what to do. I'll show you what to do.
All right, they're there.
Basically, S&P 5. Yeah, instead of and, put the and symbol, and put it all together. There you go. Pull that up. Keep scrolling down. Keep scrolling down.
Scrolling.
Boom. This one right here. Make that one large. Here are the companies in the S&P 500. You get the big dogs, Amazon, Apple, right? Microsoft. You see how much bigger those are?
Yeah. Let me get into
Okay, where'd that thing go?
Let me get into it. Let me get into it. There it is.
But basically saying, rather than trying to pick, do you know what SPG stands for?
SPG?
Yeah, it's right here.
No.
I don't know either.
Okay, great.
Couldn't tell you. Do you know what GIS stands for?
No clue.
Couldn't tell you either. But do you know what all these things added up are? That's the S&P 500. Gotcha. So rather than saying, I don't know, is this one going to be red today or green today? I don't know. Who knows? How the fuck do you know? Buy the whole thing. And then over time, it goes up. You know, over time, historically, S&P has returned 10% annually over the last 10 years from 2011 to 2020. It was about 11.5%. To keep things in perspective, people talk about the NASDAQ tech stocks, right? NASDAQ, separate from the S&P. It's specifically, you know, to get the New York Stock Exchange, you get the NASDAQ. These are exchanges. Yeah. NASDAQ's gone up about 17%. But here's the deal. Getting back to index funds. You don't actively invest in index funds. The whole point is just like, dude, put the money in, chill out, let the market do what it do. Don't worry about it. Your costs are low. You're not getting in and you're not getting out. You're not trying to time the market. You have time in the market. You're not trying to time the market. And then over time, you build wealth. That's the key to building wealth. That's how Jack Bogle, founder of Vanguard, was like, this is how it's done, bro. This is how it's done.
So what's the ticket into a low cost? Oh, okay, so here we go. Low cost index funds.
Yeah, there you go. So basically, again, it just matches the index. People say the whole point of active investing here. Let me just break this down. The whole point of active investing is to beat the market. I beat the market. Right. The market did 10%. I did 15.
For sure.
The market did 11%. I did 13. The market did 10. I did 20. 80% of the time, you're not beating the 10%. Right. That's the bottom line. 8 out of 10 people, closer to 9 out of 10 people, cannot beat just the market, meaning they can't get 10% returns on their investment. So you're paying all this money for active investors to not beat the market. So what Jack Bogle, Vanguard, said was like, look, just pay a very little bit of money. Keep your fees low. Keep it simple, bro. Like if he was a bro, he would have been like, look, dude, just keep it simple, bro. Just keep it simple.
Yeah.
Keep your costs low. Stop trying to time the market and actively invest and just invest in the index. And over time, you're going to win. And you're going to use your friend compound interest to help you win. So basically within the S&P 500, to use the NFL analogy, every quarter they basically what is called rebalance. It's like kind of like every year you got to make the team. Every quarter you got to make the team.
Yeah.
If you're not doing good, you get cut from the S&P 500, right? It's like teams are always improving. So it's not the same 500 that are here today won't be here January 1st next year.
Look at that.
You ain't doing good, you're not in the 500. Because the whole point of the 500, the whole point is for you to say, how's the American economy doing? Take a look at these 500 companies. Look at them. Some are doing well, some are not doing well, some are doing okay, some are up, some are down. But overall, this is how the American stock market is doing. So it's an indicator. An index is an indicator. The S&P 500 is an indicator of how the overall markets are doing.
Gotcha.
So rather than you being like, if I asked you, what stocks do you like? You'd be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just be like, yeah, I invest in the S&P 500. I do index investing, and things are going very well.
Look at that, dude. I say that anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm a genius.
Genius.
He's like, look, this guy's got his shit together.
So index funds are a hot thing right now. So to give you an example, between 2010 and 2020, the last 10 years, index funds have grown from 19% of the total fund market to 40%. So they've doubled. Basically, people used to do active investing. Let me give you a little perspective here. I don't know if we have any Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort fans.
I'm sure we do.
But back in the day, if you needed to make a stock trade in the 80s, you'd have to call up a dude.
Yeah.
He'd give you his little spiel. He'd sell you on some shit that maybe you didn't even want. He would take a commission. And whether you won or lost money or gained or lost money, he would make some money. So you got a guy that you barely trust cold calling you, and you got this active investor thing going on. Active investor means he's active. He's trading. He's making moves. He's doing all that.
Yeah.
Passive, he's like, the market did okay today. Active versus passive.
Yeah.
So you'd have to call the Jordan Belfort of the world. Whether you trust this guy or not, he's the guy in charge of your money. Now, today, I'm not giving, there are financial advisors, there are financial planners that are very credible that still do this. But again, 8 out of 10 of them don't beat the market, right? So a lot of them will just say, look, maybe you're better served doing passive index investing. Active trading, index, passive. Chill out, bro. Chill out, bro. Investing shouldn't be fun.
So chill out until when? Just until
you need it. Maybe it's for retirement.
Yeah.
Maybe it's 10 years. Maybe you got a game plan.
Put the money
Whatever
in,
it is.
forget about it.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Forget about let the pasta sauce marinate.
There we go.
That's what it comes down to. Anyway, index funds grew from 19% to 40% of the market share, meaning people are hip to the scene. Now, what are some index funds that you guys should look into? Here's a little hot tip for you, a little sauce tip. Here's 3 low-cost S&P index funds that I've basically checked out and said, yeah, these guys are good. Fidelity 500 index fund, the FXAIX expense ratio, 0.015%, okay? You got the Schwab S&P 500 index, SWPPX, expense ratio, 0.02%. And then our friends at Vanguard, the S&P 500 ETF, VOO, expense ratio, 0.03%. Now, you're saying 0.15, 0.015, 0.02, expense ratio, 0.03. You're like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, I mean,
what does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Are those more or less than 1%? Those numbers that I just read.
Less.
0.015,
Yeah.
0.02, 0.03. Are those more or less than 1%?
Less.
Those are definitely less than 1%.
100%.
So in the active accounts, actively managed accounts, there's something called AUM, assets under management. It's AKA how much you're going to charge me to manage my money. And the typical fee is 1%. So if you
okay.
So if you invest $1 million, 1%, $10,000.
Yeah.
Okay? Now if you invest $1 million in a Vanguard passive index fund, S&P, 0.03. It's like $30.
Yeah. Huh.
10 grand or $30.
Yeah, I'll take the 30.
That's the whole point of passive investing. That's the whole point.
So all of these different places invest into the same S&P 500, and they're just like, I'll take less from you. That place will take 0.05, I'll take 0.03.
Exactly.
And that's the competition. It's who takes less.
But with actively managed, the reason that you're paying the 1% is because you trust them to beat the market.
Right.
If they're not going to beat the market, why the hell would you pay them more?
Do you have, which one are you in?
I've done it all.
You have all three.
I've done it all. I've got index funds. I've got someone who's trying to beat the market. I test it out. Okay? I got target date funds. Yeah, actively have them all. I've got passive funds. I've got index fund. I'm doing a little this and that and seeing what's going on. But for the most part, keep it simple. For the most part, you don't need to pay someone to manage your money. If you got a 401k at home or a Roth IRA, there's something called a target date fund. You got a robo-advisor that charges next to nothing. Just put it in there. Time, investing is two things, bro. Time and compound interest. The more time it's in the market, the more the compound interest grows, the more money you make. The more money you keep putting in, the more money your money goes up.
So
I'm a huge fan of the stock market. I'm a huge fan of index investing. There it is. I said it.
Okay. All right, great. So yeah, so whatever the price is, $30, whatever you put in, just get into this index fund. These three are great.
Those are three options. There's a fourth option called the S&P 500 equal weight index. I don't want to get too nerdy here, but basically you go back to that picture. Can you pull that picture back up? Picture. Oh, so basically you see how some are bigger than others. Some are, so it's called equal weight would be like everything gets the same sliver. Okay? So obviously there's certain companies, Amazon, Apple, JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Google, Microsoft, right? T for Tesla. These companies are crushing it. So there's something called the FANG stocks. You familiar with FANG?
No.
FAANG stands for Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google, or Alphabet, part of Google, whatever.
Gotcha.
Anyway, FANG stocks make up, I think, like 40% of the S&P. See those big ass blocks?
Yeah. It's
taking a nice chunk of change. So if you say, look, I don't want to invest in the S&P because some companies, if they go under, that could screw me over. I don't know. There's something called the weight index, S&P 500 equal weight index, where each of these companies will be exactly the same amount. There's different options you could do. That's my point.
But I'm assuming less risk, less reward in that. Is that type of situation?
Touche. But if you don't know where to get started, I always say the easiest place to start is a 401k or an IRA or Roth IRA. Cool. That's like if you're traveling, that's your luggage.
Right.
But now you got to put shit in your luggage. So what do you put in your luggage? Here's a great thing to put in your luggage. S&P 500.
Well, Sauce, I sure learned something today.
Hell yeah, you did.
No idea. We bring it up every show.
Yeah.
Index. What is he saying?
What is he saying?
This is me. I'm like,
okay.
Cool.
I
have no idea what we're talking about.
Well, now do you have a better idea?
Totally.
So to use an analogy, an account is like your luggage. Hey, I start a 401k. What kind of luggage you getting?
Yeah.
Cool. I got the big rollaway thing. It's black, whatever. That's just your luggage.
Yeah.
Now, what are you going to put in your luggage, right? Like stocks are like shirts. Bonds are like jeans, whatever, how you want to look at it. You need a bunch of different shit. What are you going to throw in there?
Gotcha.
Shoes, socks. You're traveling for a year. You need underwear. You need pants. You need a stupid hat. You got a fedora. You go to Mexico. You need an outfit. Sombrero. But the point is, you got to put stuff in the luggage. The S&P 500 is basically saying, don't just put one stock in there. Don't just put 10 stocks in there.
The whole fucking thing, dude.
Put 500 stocks in there. 500 sucks.
Dude, one of them's going to do good.
Anyway, exactly. So they're all going to do good. So and pull up this picture. I want people to get this book. Anyway, there's a book out there. If you're looking for a book, this book is fantastic. Jack Bogle, rest in peace. He died a few years ago, pre-COVID. What a G. Okay? I've got my money in Vanguard, full disclosure. You don't have to put your money in Vanguard to even read this book. I don't care. The whole point is he says this. He basically broke it down, and this was where I was like, I don't know. I got money. I'm making money. I'm spending money. I don't know. I got this. Keep it simple. Keep your costs low and stay the course. There it is. Anyway, I'm fired up. I know we spent a lot of time on that, but people need to understand how valuable investing in the stock market is and what these index funds can do for your money. In this case, you don't have to beat the market. Mirroring the market is fine. Boring is good. Anyway, David, any final questions? Can we move on?
We can move on.
Let's do it. Now here's a time when we talked about every episode we bring up the crypto corner. Ooh. So here's the question. Are you willing your paycheck, David.
Yeah.
Are you willing? To my friends at home, I see a lot of people commenting, thank you for being here. Are you willing to get paid in Bitcoin? Your paycheck.
Oof. Like indefinitely?
Yeah.
Yeah. Part of it. I don't know about all of it.
Are you willing to get paid in Ethereum?
Yeah, again, part of it, not all of it.
Okay. Are you willing to get paid in Dogecoin?
Fuck no.
Okay. So there's a limit to how much crypto you would accept as part of your paycheck.
Yeah, I guess obviously I'll take the heavyweights, but Dogecoin? What am I saying?
Okay. Good point. Well, here's the deal. Here's an article from Crypto Slate, basically tracking how much money people are willing to get paid in crypto. Their paycheck. I'm talking paychecks.
Yeah.
Apparently, 65% of employees responded that they would at least somewhat willing to receive compensation in crypto. 28% said, sign me up. I'm very willing. I'm in. Now, 63% of millennials said, yeah, I can view getting paid as in crypto, and that's a nice perk. I can see that happening. So when asked which cryptos they would like to see in their paychecks, the majority of working Americans said in this order, Bitcoin, followed by Ethereum, followed by Dogecoin.
What are most people going to get? The third, fourth, like 0.00002 of a Bitcoin?
Look, this is I don't know if any of this is even happening right now, but if I'm that person and you said, look, 5% of you know how like they say 5% of your paycheck, that's going to go to your 401k. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, great. Now within that, maybe, all right, 1% is going to go to Bitcoin or 5% Bitcoin. Cool. A portion of your paycheck is going to go to crypto. I think a lot of people would be okay with that.
Yeah.
Bitcoin, sure. Give me a little bit. It's risky. I get it. You give me 1,000, now my 1,750. Oh, my 750 is now 500. My 500 is now 1,200. Okay, all right, that's Bitcoin for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not because Elon Musk tweeted something.
Well, that's something different. Exactly.
So it's like,
Then you got Ethereum, which I like it. It's a little less known than Bitcoin, obviously. A little less risky. Yeah, I'll take some of that. Now Dogecoin, people are willing to accept Dogecoin on their paycheck.
Right.
Let me tell you something. The only people that should be willing to accept Dogecoin are dogs. Okay? Like if you're willing to accept Dogecoin as a payment, you are living on the edge.
Listen, I
have
Dogecoin. Like I bought
you
some.
have Dogecoin.
I have some Dogecoin because I don't want to.
God.
Dude, I don't want in 20 years people that bought Bitcoin and then sold it because they were like, oh, they had a buddy that did a podcast with about financial health.
Yep.
They're like, dude, you have Bitcoin? Come on, that's good. And now look at it. So
and now look at it.
You never know.
All right.
You never know.
And you never know.
Cost me nothing.
Okay. How much did it cost you?
Nothing. I'd rather.
All right. Well,
keep
here's
that
my
to
advice
myself.
to my Dogecoin friends out there. Before you get Dogecoin, or even before you get Bitcoin, get yourself some index fund. Get some S&P 500. That's the main course.
Yeah.
And if you want to have some Bitcoin on the side, cool. More power to you.
That's the Dave Ramsey.
You want to have some Ethereum? Okay, more power to you.
Yeah.
Dogecoin, you don't want to get paid in Dogecoin. That's it. I said it.
This could be a Tom Zenner moment. We'll revisit this in 10 years and see if Dogecoin is worth
Tom
15K.
Well, look, I'm just saying there's some types of crypto I would be willing to get paid in. You know who also wants to get paid in crypto? Some high-profile people. Wait till you see here. Who's the best quarterback of all time? All time.
Easily. Oh, what, Tom Brady?
Tom Brady. You're not even a football guy. Tom Brady, check this out. He's somebody who's willing to get paid in crypto.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Brady admits, quote unquote, he'd love for part of his monster NFL salary to be paid in crypto, and he thinks it's an amazing thing.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's different.
Let's take a picture of this guy.
Because his salary would probably be a couple Dogecoins. I mean, the average person would get 0.00000. I mean, or at least what, you can get one? Like, what do you make? How much is Dogecoin right now?
Like 25 cents? What is it?
No, I'm sorry. Did he say Dogecoin?
Let me get into the article.
Crypto.
It's not 25
I'm sorry,
cents.
I meant Bitcoin. Obviously, his salary would be
0.25 cents? What is Dogecoin at right now?
Dogecoin, I don't care. I'm talking about Bitcoin. Like, yeah, obviously he would want to get paid in Bitcoin. That his salary.
Dogecoin, 0.20.
Yeah.
0.20.
No, but Bitcoin, obviously he would. I wouldn't. I mean, part of it, but not all of it.
Anyway, here's the deal. Tom Brady says, he starred in a commercial recently for none other than the crypto exchange platform FTX, which is now what was the Miami Heat arena, the American Airlines arena, is now is FTX. I remember driving past the arena like, who the hell is FTX?
I know.
There it
threw
is.
me off.
So he said, look, I support crypto. I'm in it. I think it's the real deal, and I'm willing to put my money where my digital wallet is. Interesting. So he says, quote unquote, I'd love to request to get paid in some crypto and get paid in some Bitcoin or Ethereum or even Solana tokens. That's Solana. It's a thing that we're starting to hear more about. Yeah. So, anyway, crypto, like this stuff is starting to happen. Crypto's already started to invade the sports world. You know what teams are already starting to accept it? I know you're not a big sports guy. Dallas Mavericks, Mark Cuban. Sacramento Kings out there in the capital of California, near Silicon Valley, out that way. Oakland A's, our friend Billy Bean, who just did the vault. They're all accepting Bitcoin as payment, all of them. There's even actually a guy in the NFL. His name is Russell Okung.
Yeah.
Akung. He took half his salary in Bitcoin this year. Now, since he signed his contract, Bitcoin's kind of gone down.
Ruh-roh.
But we'll see. He said half. One thing I know about crypto, when big time people, you talked about Elon Musk sending a tweet.
Yeah.
They move markets. Tom Brady?
Exactly.
Can he move markets? I don't know.
I think so. I think once you hear, that's like a huge advocacy for Bitcoin. If you hear Tom Brady, man, I mean, then I'm going to buy some Bitcoin because he's going to get paid in it. Why wouldn't I want to be somewhat, So
I've been pretty explicit on this. The big boys are putting 3 to 5 to 8% of their portfolio into crypto. Give it a shot.
Yeah.
You don't want to go 50-50 with it, Russell Okung.
Yeah.
You don't want to put 99% of your money into crypto.
These are guys.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay? It's it's an asset, right? That you can, risk and return. Okay, I get it. Risk and reward. But you can't go all in on that.
You can't.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah, no way. I agree.
Anyway, so that's Tom Brady. The homeboy's a winner.
Yeah, he is.
Homeboy's a winner. Stays winning. You know who he's married to?
Miss Brady?
Miss Brady. Her name is Gisele Bundchen.
Ah.
Okay? Supermodel Gisele.
Yeah, I've seen her.
Homeboy's a winner.
Couldn't name her.
Okay. Anyway. So he's winning. He's married to a beautiful girl. So let's talk relationships for a second. Let's talk relationships. You getting married anytime soon, buddy?
Dude, no.
You're not getting married
I'm
anytime
far
soon.
from getting married.
You're far from getting married. You in a relationship right now?
No.
Okay. Do you know the average cost of a wedding these days? Average cost.
Average cost, $50K.
$50K, cut it in half.
Really?
Average cost of a wedding in America today is $25,000. Here's a little relationship advice for our friends at home. We get I say on average our audience is somewhere between 18, 21 to 35, 45. So people are either entering relationships, they're in married, or they're fucking ready to get out of a relationship because they've been married for 7 to 10 years.
How much does the average divorce cost?
Oh, not pretty. Anyway, average cost of a wedding. So now that's state depending. There's certain states where costs are going to be a lot less. You want to go get married in Alabama, Mississippi, it might cost you, 10, 15 grand. You want to go get married in Hawaii, New York City, California, might cost you 50. But on average about 25 grand.
Okay.
So here's a story about a couple who basically had an option to make. They were going to be gifted $25,000 to spend on a wedding, or they can take that money and put a down payment on their home. Interesting question. I'd like to know from the people at home, you get $25,000 gift. You're in a relationship. Do you use that on your wedding, or do you put that down as a down payment on a home? I'd love to get people's perspective out there.
I'm curious.
What's out there? So $25,000, that's the average cost of a wedding in America today. You putting that into your relationship, or you're putting that into a home? Both are part of your relationship. Here's a story. You got this Alex and Whitney Morgan, cute couple. Here they go. They had $25,000 and a big decision to make. Spend the money on their dream wedding or a down payment on their first home. Yeah, you know what they chose?
What's that?
You know what they chose?
Oh, God. Drum roll.
They chose the wedding.
Oh, idiots. You idiots. You idiots.
You stupid in-love idiots. Here's their perspective. And they said they don't regret it. They said they don't care that you think they're an idiot. They don't regret it. For them, it was an investment in our relationship.
Oh, my God.
Versus an investment on our financial future.
Yeah.
Okay? So here's what they said, this particular random couple, the Morgans. I'm not even sure if that's them right there.
Right there.
Anyways, they said for anyone planning a wedding, the Morgans suggest prioritizing expenses. I actually agree with them on that. Choose the aspects of the wedding and that create and capture the memorable moments. So they, speaking of capturing the moments, they said invest in a good photographer. Don't cheap out on that. Invest in a good band or DJ.
Yeah.
Get that party hype. And those are the things that are going to help you to remember the days to come. So if you're going to get this $25,000 and you're going to spend it on a wedding, I'm cool. Cool. Go for it. 25 grand. Now,
really?
50 grand? Yeah, I think a wedding can be special. I think it can be
But
nice.
over a down payment on a home? I
Okay.
mean, our audience agrees with myself. You put a down payment.
Hear me out. $25,000 isn't crazy. That's not a lot to spend on a wedding. Okay? For the rest of your life, you're going to say, I want to remember this wedding. Okay? 25 grand ain't that much.
You'll remember it regardless of the price.
Okay. But some people get opportunities that are a lot bigger. Some people spend 50 grand on a wedding.
Right.
100 grand on a wedding. Some people, you hear stories of, hey, I will buy you a house or pay for your wedding. I'm talking wealthier people.
Right.
When you start talking numbers like that, fuck your wedding.
Yeah, okay. There we
Okay?
go.
Go get that house. Because you end up spending so much money on things, nicer flowers, a bigger band, nicer ornaments.
Yeah.
More people on the plate. It's at the end of the day, I don't think it's worth it.
Dude, yeah.
If you're gonna do a wedding, look, how many weddings have you been to?
10 weddings?
You've been to 10 weddings, and you're
25.
Okay, I am 40. I've been to literally 100 weddings.
Yeah.
After a while, they're all the fucking same, man. I mean,
love
I get
weddings.
they're special for the people there. I've been to big weddings. I've been to small weddings, and I've been to opulent weddings, and I've been to nice weddings. At the end of the day, you just want to spend time with your family and your friends.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. More your friends. Family's nice. Anyway, that's my advice.
Yeah.
Don't overdo it.
I agree, man.
Keep it simple. The house, your financial future is probably just as important. But anyway, when it gets to start spending 100 grand, 250 grand, $500,000 on a wedding, dude, I'd rather have a house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. By the way, what's your stance on prenups?
Get one.
Get one, you say.
Get one.
Well, you don't have any money right now.
Yeah, I know. I hope that the person I'm with gets one. Because I will 100% take
I'm
that
coming
money.
after you.
I told you 100 episodes, man.
Okay. Anyway, that's a big question when it comes to weddings these days, because you never know who you're marrying. You know what the average relationship lasts for? The average marriage?
Not long.
There's a reason that they call it the 7-year itch.
Oh.
A little over 7 years.
Get out of here.
Yeah, buddy.
That's so interesting.
Well,
7
half of all marriages end in divorce.
Yeah.
A lot of them happen in 7 years.
That's why
Those
you
are
don't
marriages, bro.
Yeah.
Now, relationships, 99% of relationships don't work.
Yeah.
How many relationships have you before you get married?
Well, that's the whole thing.
9, 10 before you get married?
Yeah. Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
very few
100%.
people marry their high school sweetheart.
Yeah.
All right, maybe it's 5. Maybe 20% of relationships work. Anyway, I see a lot of house emojis.
Yeah, everyone would buy that house. I agree.
Get that house.
Dude,
Okay, cool.
that person is going to leave you. They're going to hurt you. They're going to make you feel like an idiot. That house will be there forever.
Okay, maybe not forever. You're not speaking from experience, are you? A little salty right now. No. Anyway, you know who, speaking of people getting married, how much they're spending, here's a story for you. There's a guy called Steven Jackson, right? He's an NBA player. I don't know if you're not a big sports fan. We can pull up this guy. He's got a podcast called All the Smoke. How much smoke you want? I want all the smoke.
I want all the smoke,
I want all of it. Anyways, here's a story. Former NBA player, now All the Smoke podcaster, Steven Jackson, he says he walked off the altar the day of his wedding after his fiance, or his bride-to-be at the time, refused to sign the prenup.
Get out.
And then that night, he banged one of her bridesmaids. Fuck it. Oh, yeah?
No.
Yeah.
No, Steven Jackson. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Get into this story. So here's a little save that money story for you right there, ladies and gentlemen. So Jackson, All the Smoke podcast there is. He played 14 seasons in the NBA, made about $70 million. He was a decent player. I don't think he was ever an all-star, but he was a good role player. Played with the Spurs, played Golden State, got a little game. So basically back in the day, early 2010s, I want to say,
Yeah.
he was engaged to what is now this LA basketball wives star. Her name is Imani Showalter. But he refused to get married to her unless she signed a prenup.
Okay, good
Cool.
for you, bro.
So recently he tells a story, they're like, dude, what happened on your wedding? Right? He had NBA players there. He had celebrities there. You know how NBA guys do.
Yeah.
They're doing their thing. He tells his story. He says he spent $400 grand for this wedding. Like, should have spent that on the down payment of the house.
Yeah, bingo.
$400 grand on a wedding that at the last second they called off. Get a load of this story. He says she was dragging her feet on the prenup, wouldn't do it. She was making up excuses. They weren't adding up. Basically, he wakes up on the wedding day, anxiety riddled. Oh my God, what's happening? I'm not sure. Prenup still unsigned. She's still not sure what she's going to do. They're getting ready. There's bridesmaids are getting ready. Freaking Bobby Valentino, crooner R&B guy. He's singing. They got the pastor coming in there. You got the pastor. And finally, like the moment of truth when it's ready to walk down the aisle, she just didn't sign the prenup. Homie goes, no, I'm out. She revealed her true colors, called it off. Let's see a picture of this. Called it off.
There he is.
Yeah, called off the wedding night. Go back to the article. And then he says this. He tells this whole story, and then he drops like the other foot on it. He goes, yeah, on the wedding night that didn't happen. I spent all this money, I did all this thing. I still was gonna party. You know, we obviously didn't get married, so we partied at the hotel. You know, where we're all getting down, and he says, quote unquote, me and the partners were getting ready to go out. The partners. Two of her main squeezes that was with her,
dude,
they were with us that night. You know, wedding festivities. And he goes, yeah, I'm gonna keep it funky. I'm gonna keep it real funky. I downed one of them.
No,
I think that's code word for I bagged one of them.
I downed one of them.
I don't think
that's a new one.
Yeah, it's a new one. I don't think that's the classiest approach, but he engaged in physical intercourse with one of them.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And he goes, but that's her friends, though. He goes, that's how she rolls.
Dude.
Those are her friends.
Those are bridesmaids.
And he goes, yeah, I did. I banged one of her friends. There it was. Oh, no. He goes, if I'm going to spend $400,000 at a wedding, I'm going to get something back. That's that ROI you're talking about right there.
ROI, dude.
And anyway,
that is scummy. Come on.
Yeah.
Bridesmaid?
He didn't get married.
Yeah, but you were supposed to.
He's feeling salty.
And the bridesmaid? Who's worse in that situation? Steven Jackson or the bridesmaid? Who is wrong in that situation?
It's all sorts of wrong, bro.
It's all wrong, but
I'll tell you who's not wrong. The guy who spent $400,000 that he wanted to get married, that the girl didn't want to walk down the aisle for the prenup. He's like, it's my wedding night. I'm having sex with somebody.
I'm fucking someone.
That's who it is. Anyway, I see a lot of laughing emojis. That's what's going on. The life and times of Steven Jackson. What would you have done in that situation? I wouldn't have walked down the aisle without the prenup. Homie he made $70 million. He could be giving up $35 million, half his shit.
So,
because homegirl wouldn't sign the prenup.
Exactly. So he didn't walk down the aisle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, right.
She didn't sign the prenup.
So I'm not fucking doing. I agree, man. At that level, like, no, it's like, no. This is weird. Like, why don't you want to sign it that badly? Like, that's what I would be thinking. Like, why don't you just do it?
Obviously, the relationship. So,
the relationship, I would say, did not work out.
Look, I was married briefly.
Yeah, you were.
I don't know if you know this. I got a prenup. It was in my party phase. I was in my early 30s. I was starting to make money, fell in love with a girl. There may or may not have been some paperwork issues involved because she was British. Anyway, we got married real quickly. I said, listen, before we get married, sweetheart, I love you. We're together. I'm going to need you to sign this prenup.
Is that how you said it?
Yeah. And you know what she said?
Yeah.
Okay. Sign the prenup.
That's someone that's like, I have no intention of taking your money, dude. What do you want? Would you want me to sign? Babes?
Yeah.
What do you want me to sign?
And anyway, the relationship was ups, downs, lefts, right. We had a good time. We weren't meant to be forever. But the point is this: I was in love. We were crazy. We were in our South Beach party days. I'm, a long way from there. But I was like, holy shit! I've got some money now. This girl does not have money. I know we're in love, but we got whole sorts of things going on. I'm gonna get a prenup signed.
Yeah, good for you.
Okay. And when 5 years later, the relationship was up, down, left, right, and finally we called it quits. That's it. We amicably, there was no issues. Yep. We had no kids. There was no child support. There was no who's getting what. It went down very easily.
And look, I don't know the girl, but I feel just right off of her reaction of, okay. She had, even if you hadn't signed one, no intention of signing it. Yeah. But then someone who hesitates, dude, now you definitely have to sign it because you're 100% taking my money at the end of this.
I'm not saying that I'm not this prenup expert, but this is a conversation you should have before you get married.
Yeah, totally.
And what it is, like you said, like you were even joking, you're like, I'm broke as shit.
Yeah.
But if I marry a rich girl, I don't want to sign a prenup. I want that. You want half her shit. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the mindset. Anyway, I have a business partner of mine. He got married to a girl.
Good.
They had no money when they got married. He was just starting his career. They both were starting from scratch. They were in their 20s. They fell in love. No prenup. Homie ends up doing very well for himself. He was making a lot of money.
Yeah.
He was.
Uh-huh.
And I think, I don't know how much he was making a year, just well into six figure, $500,000, maybe $1 million. He was doing very well.
Oh, this is an awkward conversation.
Yeah. Got divorced.
Oh.
Got divorced. She, went after everything or whatever.
Of course.
Half her shit.
Of course.
He was paying her $10,000 a month.
Fuck
A month.
That.
A month. She was getting paid $120,000 a year to do nothing. Now they raise kids. There's families, so respect. I'll get it. You think he's happy?
No.
You think? Because what they do is apparently they take, I think, like your last 3 years of salary, average it up. So if you're doing really well, not a good time to get the money.
I don't know. There's so many angles of that. With
so many angles.
Yeah, of course. Like she supported him while he was making that money.
And then you got to do it for 7 years, 10 years, however long. I think however long you've been married, they cut it in half. If you're married 20 years, that's 10 years.
Dude.
It's not fun.
Dude.
Anyway, this guy, Steven Jackson, probably smart decision not to get
married
to the girl. Anyway, that's that. That's a relationship. You know what? I think we should start doing a little more relationship talks here on the SOSCAST. I think that's interesting. Anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Thumbs up if you're into relationship talks.
Yeah, I'd like to see if you want some relationships out there. Anyway, with that being said, now's the time that I answer questions. Little Q&A on my Instagram, Sauce Talks Money. There's only one of them. So if you're getting hit up by Sauce Talk Money or Talky Sauce Money or Money Talk Sauce, that's not my account. They're asking you for crypto. Don't give it to them.
Yeah.
Anyway, on my account, Sauce Talks Money, SOS Talks Money, I do a little Q&A, and I do this the day before on Instagram, and I pull it up, and I answer some questions for you at home that are questions on your mind. So let's pull this stuff up. I have not seen these, but I'm just going to get started, and we'll ask some questions.
Also, if you have any questions in the chat, put them in there.
Put them in the chat.
Sauce just might answer 'em.
Okay. First question comes from ChadRad24. That's a great name. When you first started out selling life insurance, what did you do to go from earning $5K a year in year 1 to $100K a year in year 2? Thank you for that question. It's not life insurance, it's life settlements, but year 1 to year 2 is the exact same thing. It's basically compound interest. I was picking up the phone. I was making calls. I was dialing. I was hustling. I was networking. I was doing everything. But understand that, the day you plant the fruit is not the day you plant the seed is not the day you eat the fruit.
Right.
Rome wasn't built in a day, whatever analogy you want. It's going to take freaking time. So with most sales jobs, are you willing to invest 6 months to a year without making a lot of money for the promise of making money down the road? So I bought into the team. I bought into the culture. I bought into the job. I understood that I was not going to make a lot of money my first 6 to 12 months. As long as I paid my dues, I hustled, which I was willing to do. Bam, made $100,000, and then I made well more than that afterwards. So that's it. That's the difference between year 1 and year 2. Ivan Caltuno says, I got $5,000 to save or to invest. What should I do with it? Tie money up or save for possible crazy times? Look, there's a system to this. How much? If you only have $5,000 cash and that's your number, save that money.
Yeah.
Once you get to a comfortable number, in most cases it's $10,000 for most people that you've saved up, then you can start investing after that. You got to have a cushion. You got to have an emergency fund. You got to have a rainy day fund. You got to have a shit happens fund, because you know what happens, David?
What's that?
Shit happens, bro.
Yes.
Ah! It happens.
Yeah.
So, red, yellow, green. Red, yellow, green. Red is dead. Get the hell out of debt. Yellow, save that money. You start to stack. Once you've got out of the red into the yellow, now go get that green and you start investing, okay? And then depending on what you're going to invest in, risk, reward, right? If you're young, get into the S&P 500, let it grow over time, get into some crypto. I'm cool with that. You don't need any bonds in your life.
We have a question from Young John, and he's been asking since the beginning of the podcast.
What's up, Young John?
Question is, what do y'all think about the Dollar Tree selling items for more than $1?
Oh, dum.
Bro.
I think they do that.
They've been doing that.
I think their floor is $1.
I don't think they ever said everything was $1.
Yeah.
They just said...
There's a tree with a lot of dollar. Yeah.
Yeah, just dollar store.
Dollar General does the same thing. It's called marketing. They're going to hook you in with it. You think everything's $1.
Yeah.
But not everything's $1.
Yeah, this one's 5 of those.
Sorry, young John. This guy, Marco, says he's got $200K in physical gold. Well done.
Jesus.
This person's name is Ojalo. Ojalo 961. She says, not broke at 30, but looking for a good career to accelerate making money. What's your advice? Not broke at 30.
Yeah.
We talked about this before. Get good at something.
Yeah.
Get good at something. I don't know what you're into. I don't know what you're not into. You don't have to, whatever you want to get good at doesn't have to be your passion.
Yeah, but double down on it.
Double down on something to get good at something, because I can promise you this. 30, that's okay to not have a lot of money. 35, you're treading water. To be 40 and broke, things are not looking great for you. So figure it out by the time you're 30, for sure. Figure out at least what you want to be doing as a career by the time you're 30. Respect.
Yeah. We got Carolina Golick in the comments.
What? Yeah, she's smart.
Right back at you, Carolina.
I think you think this is from Just Buckets. Just Buckets says, you think it's smart for an 18-year-old to get into the insurance game out of high school? Yes.
Yes.
I think it's smart to get, if you're not going to college, college doesn't equal education. Education doesn't equal college, right? Just because you get a degree doesn't mean you're going to have a career. I think learning sales, because I'm not even looking at it as insurance. I don't care if you're selling life insurance, commercial insurance. I don't care if you're selling, college, 529 plans. I don't care if you're doing anything investments. Learning how to sell is a great skill set. No matter what career path you're in, learn how to sell. So if something tells me if you're going to be doing insurance, it's going to be a sales job. Learn how to sell.
Yeah.
And the job you have at 18, the job you have at 21, the job you have at 25 might not be the job you have the rest of your life. Okay? Figure it out.
Give a quick tip for selling. A salesman tip.
A salesman tip? Yeah, I got a quick tip for you. It's the first thing that came to mind. Selling is not telling.
Bingo.
Selling is asking. Asking questions. Are you interested in this? No. Okay, great.
All right.
Open-ended questions.
Yeah.
Would you be interested in something like this? Right? What are your thoughts on this? How often have you considered life insurance? Why have you not considered life insurance? Or do you have a family? Do you have kids? Do you have a business? Whatever it is, asking questions. Back in the day, sellers used to, the Jordan Belfort days, you need this is why you need this is the best thing ever. It's aggressive. Selling is listening. We talked about, the 8 steps to becoming a millionaire, helping people, right? Not trying to just sell them shit, listening to what they actually need. Anyway,
yeah.
Question-based selling is what it's called. Question-based selling. Ask questions. Last couple of things here, then we'll tie this thing up. In your opinion, if you don't got the money to buy Bitcoin, which crypto do you recommend? Okay, I'm going to give you a different answer. If you don't have the money to buy Bitcoin, how much money do you have? How much money have you saved? Have you started a 401k? Have you started an IRA? Have you done the basic building blocks of financial wellness? Or are you just trying to get rich on Bitcoin?
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm not going to just give you an easy crypto answer. I'm not going, oh, if you can't buy Bitcoin, just go buy Dogecoin. Good luck.
Yeah.
Get your house in order and then do Bitcoin last. Crypto last. It's risky. That's not where you want to start. Save, invest, then risk your assets. We have time for one more, and we'll answer this one. This is from Beat A. Sosin.
Okay.
Beta Sosin. This person says, I want to move to Florida for 6 months each year to escape the Canadian winter. Should I buy or rent a condo? That's a fucking easy answer. Rent.
100%.
Are you kidding me?
Don't buy. Don't ever buy down here.
Right now, the market's insane.
Yeah.
You're talking about you're not even living there half the year. Get an Airbnb. There's so many options out there.
Yeah,
back in the day, people used to have to buy multiple homes. Well, I've got my winter home, and I've got my summer home, and I've got my vacation home. Just rent.
Dude,
there's nothing wrong with renting. I might ruffle some feathers. I don't give a shit. Renting is okay. The Realtors Association of America has come out and basically has cornered the market on renting is throwing money away. Not so much. When you rent, you got flexibility. You can make moves. Obviously, you're not spending as much as you would with a mortgage. With a mortgage, you've got housing payments. Obviously, you got mortgage payments. You got taxes. You got insurance. You got maintenance. It's a lot to buy a property. I'm a renter, and I put all my money into index funds. Works out well for me. Can take it with me. Anyway, that's the show for the day, David. Any final thoughts?
Sign a prenup. T-Pain, come on, man.
Dude, T-Pain.
You can do better. Oh, I'm sorry, Adam. I don't mean to get you all
It pissed me. I was
riled up
fired
again.
off.
Yeah,
I
you
really
were.
was.
No, good show.
Yeah, thank you, David. Thank you guys for all listening. We do see the comments. We do appreciate it. If there's anything that you want answered, go follow on Soz Talks Money on Instagram. I'm going to answer your questions. We do look in the comment section here, but we like to have the questions in a format. So follow on Instagram, Soz Talks Money. If you can't remember that, go onto the Valuetainment channel. Look at who they're following. You'll find me there. Anyway, we're here for you. We want to help you build your wealth and save that money. Thank you to all of you for being a part of the SOSCAST this week. We will see you live next Thursday. Enjoy the weekend. And as always, remember to save that money.